Hello, this is a test video of the Simpson. I'm going to just show you part of it filling and part of it washing. The reason I say test video because I am filming on my iPad, which if it goes well, it will be the camera I'll film numerous washing machines on, or actually numerous videos I mean. So just doing a random load of heavily soiled clothes. This homemade liquid is one of the top 10 best liquids, and it smells lovely. So, we've got a little sample here, about 50 ml. So put it in that drawer. Push start. Alright, we'll see some pulsing it. So I put it on full, and normally when I select those options, it never fills to the top. So I've selected full because I reckon it won't fill to the top. So there's the water pressure. Before we got the new laundry, the pressure, I figured out that the hose was actually clogged up with a bit of dirt, which is why it was so bad. But now the water pressure is much better now, so it only takes about 3 minutes to fill it to the top. And even, I'm going to select form, it's really gushing out. That's it. Gushing through. This load's about a high, medium load. I just hope it doesn't set medium. Well, actually it wouldn't because I put it in full. Normally when I set this, it takes pretty much 90 minutes. When I select eco, it actually is a lot quicker than selecting deep. So anyway, I'll be back once it's full. Nearly full. Now it may not look like enough water to cover the clothes, but mind me, that's how full the load got. So it's good that it wasn't to the top. So it's silly though, because when I select colours, it will fill up to the top. Now, the reason I selected the long wash is it has fast and low agitations that are quite vigorous, and put it rolling over. Now it doesn't look like much water to me. When I last did it load that I wanted liquid agitation, I selected cold, full, paused it, and then turned it off, and then put it to regular. But that looks like almost like water. I suppose this is what makes it water saving, using slightly less water. I think I selected this once, and I think for those who know that it doesn't come with clothes, those clothes barely make it to the bottom and top again. But when I select other programs, it will make it to the bottom and top probably twice, maybe even 3 times. So we'll do this speed agitation for about out for 5 minutes and then we'll go to a fast agitation. And if it does, and if the clothes don't move around enough, when it goes into a bigger agitation, I'm going to get it to add more water. Well, actually, I might just get it to add more water, because it's not enough water for my clothes to get clean. Right, I'll be back once it gets back onto fast agitation. Okay, I got it to add more water, and it even shortened the cycle by 10 minutes. So suppose the positive is you can see the clothes are really moving now. That's good agitation. Nowhere near as good as the old Simpson, so. But I suppose that's the best you can get for a Simpson. But yes, the quality's down, and yes, it gets noisy in the spin, but I suppose the agitation isn't too bad. The way it's agitating me, I feel like the waves are unbalanced. But we'll see what happens. This machine rarely goes off balance. Well, I wouldn't say rarely, it just doesn't often go off balance. But the only times to me it seems to go off balance is when I'm either doing a bedding slope or if you mix towels and bedding. And that's a rule, do not mix towels and bedding in Simpson washing machines. When in fact, any machine for an agitator, I'm really worried. Because I found nearly every time I mix towels with bedding, which normally you would break the rules to do that, it will go off balance. But when I do clothes and normal bedding, it doesn't normally go off balance. Now it's come close to being off balance a few times with clothes, but nothing bad. As you see, it's really moved the clothes around. That blue jumper you saw has gone completely underwater. That's the agitation I was waiting for. I find that's a relaxing agitation. So it has free speed agitation, this machine, normally this regular cycle. Has the normal agitation for the shorter wash, this agitation which I reckon might be medium, which seems pretty good, and then this one gentle one. And then at the end of the cycle does a fast agitation, which is the same as the fast wash, and then delicate is pretty much the same as the fast wash. And then woolens and hand wash is just like pulses every 5 minutes. Yeah, it's put in my bamboo t-shirt now, the red one. This is why I like long toenails. I remember getting a couple of comments saying the rollover in this machine isn't that good, but I don't care what they say, the rollover does seem to be okay. This may not be as good as you would hope for. But as you see, it's put in that t-shirt and it's doesn't go down. I reckon they'll be back and down again by the end of the cycle. The only thing I've found with this machine, or more our hot water system, is when I select warm and hot, the water doesn't really come in warm enough. hot and it comes in slightly warm. Warm, it never comes in warm. It's always cold when I open the lid to fill the water. And very hot, it's like 40, 50 degrees. So really, it's not really taking much warm water from this tap here. I always keep that off, just in case. The orange light's not focusing very well. So all these lights are actually orange, not white looking. So I guess they're a bit bright. At least the clock pretty much looks the same. Yeah, I don't often use Eco Rinse. I think we use that on small loads. Eco. But we always do like nearly full load or completely full. I've probably overfilled this a couple of times with clothes. Like I feel like I always worry sometimes I overfill it a bit, but it's never. It always makes it. Plus, I think the next load we'll be doing is towels. And yes, we've got a laundry hamper. Probably not the best, because it's not the best. Here's the detergents we have. We've got the Omo, Cold Power. Now, I was worried about this because I've heard complaints that it's not very good for your skin or something, but I don't care really. Choice review. I've read some of their reviews and this is not actually bad, but this is way better. This is so the two Dynamo liquids are the best, and then it's the Omo, and then Aldi's. And Aldi softener isn't too bad either, but I don't like this scent. I like the cheaper ones. And we've got a stain remover there. I didn't find another choice. Then we've got some Omo Vanish Gold. They're supposed to be pretty good. Apparently Aldi do good products here. Yeah. Let's just see the tubs. Ah. That item there was at the bottom of the tub, so it's rolling out pretty good. Here, sort of like a clutch, and there's a direct drive motor. Yeah, this machine has a direct drive motor, so no belts or nothing. It's quite a small direct drive motor. Well, actually, I think it might be an inverter motor. I noticed with their most of their machines have an inverter motor now. They're 9 and 10 kilogram now. The new 8 kilogram isn't as good as the old ones. Simpson have been doing inverter motors since they've changed factories. Since they've been made in Thailand. Their new 9 kilogram that was released with the inverter motor, and the Easy Sensor was the inverter. And the new 9 and the newer 7.5, they had a model that was an inverter, but the 7.5 in Simpson they don't make them at the moment, and it's still a belt drive. Do the belt drive, which I reckon has decent agitation, but I reckon it's a bit small. And the 7.5 kilogram Simpson for the past 5 years, they're actually not that noisy. Especially the one that's been around for 2 years. It's not been that noisy. Because there's this guy on YouTube that filmed one, and I reckon it wasn't that noisy. And I knew it wouldn't be that noisy because because those motors aren't as loud. My auntie had one of the small Simpsons, and she said twisted her toes. But when it was spinning, it wasn't actually noisy. It wasn't noisy. This one can get noisy and spin, but not too bad. Let me just see. It's rolling over to close one. This machine, occasionally it's noisy enough, and another time, when it's balanced, it doesn't sound like that. It actually sounds, I wouldn't say calm, but to me. The picture quality isn't as good as I'd like it to be, but I suppose you can see some clothes through. I just had a put on my light and see if that goes. The picture quality isn't the best. I don't know about sound quality. At the end of the year, I want to get a cheapest phone that has a good camera. So I won't be making many videos because my phone is not in good nick. The phone I was filming with, it was a real cheap phone, but I reckon it did okay for videos, but it's kind of failed now because the screen's broken and it doesn't respond well. 59 minutes. I'll come back when it's at about 10 minutes. About 12 minutes. To show you the fast agitation. Alright, I'll be back soon. Yeah, I'm going to say about 3 minutes till the fast agitation. Got the drain hose out of its hole, so I can show you a little bit of its draining. It's all dirty, the water. I'd say the water's about grey, maybe brown grey. Not dirty though. Nothing in there. Smell the liquid. It's a really good liquid. We put 50 ml in. The recommended dose for a 4 to 7 kilo load. I think this is about a 7.5 kilo load. This is not an 8 kilo load. I don't think this machine ever had to have much of those. I do worry about loading it to the top of 2 hours. I'm worried that that's going to be like 10 kilos. But we don't often have to do it to the top anyway. There was one time we almost had to, because towels are really heavy when they're wet. So yeah, well, not really heavy, but I think they're about a good kilo. So we normally wash about 10, 12, actually about 10. This is our laundry. Very nice, I reckon. This sink's actually bigger than our old trough we used to have. The only thing I hate about this laundry is there used to be a plastic U thing that secured the hose. It wouldn't fit between here and here. So if the sink came a mil this direction, it would have fit. But then again, I was worried about it rubbing on here too. So I know where I can find one. One of my mum's friends has an old washing machine that's sitting in our yard, and I might be able to see if the thing off that will fit. If it doesn't, you'll just have to see. It's just I'd like it to, because this part of the hose actually rubs against the back, which bothers me a little bit. So I put a bit of glue tack, just to stop it rubbing. You know, it actually makes it more secure. I would say maybe 1 to 2 minutes. When e-currencies take longer to go through, so it takes longer 2 minutes. But I don't think I have an issue, because not quite often when I suck deodorant, so give me the detergent overload code, which is EFO, and in the new models it's also the unbalanced code, which which in your new models it resolves the problem, but in this one it doesn't. So probably. I remember when my mum went out and put the washing on, and I was down the road at my uncle's, and then my dad took me here just to grab something, and I heard she put the washing on and it was beeping. And like, that's not good, because I've disabled the end of the cycle beeps every 4 minutes. Which, if you actually read the instructions, you can figure out how to do that. Sorry about that. We'll do this. There is a way you can actually disable the beeper for the end of cycle beeper, but you can't disable the error code beeps. Unless the electrician, you go in there and take the beeper thingy off. But then you wouldn't even know that the machine has a problem. I feel that we're one of the lucky ones, because this machine is 3 years old. We got this probably the first year it was released. So I feel quite lucky that this one is still working today. The only thing I hate about this machine is I wish that was high and then full, because we do quite a lot of high loads where it's not too big for medium and too much for full, so that's why I have to select auto to get that right level. And with the new models, you got the spin speed. So with the new models, it still has the same water level, but it's now got a spin speed, and I actually prefer that. But I don't think they have a soak option, which now bothers me a little bit too, because I either like soak option or long wash. So yeah, I haven't seen a soak option on the new one, but they got new features over here like time adjust and delay. But I don't think I saw a soak button, but I have seen a set favourite button. Set favourite. I think how it works is you hold the button in and then you set your favourite, and then you select the favourite option, because it's got a favourite option here. There's our fast agitation. 42 minutes. Well, that's about average. I wish this machine had a cycle that only went for 40 minutes, but a shorter cycle only takes 51 minutes. You know, annoys me that it takes so long. It's a good thing with the new ones, they've improved the way it spins, because this one spins for 20 minutes, which also bothers me. On the final spin, it starts spinning for 19 minutes, and then the rinse, and the spin for the rinse is about 15 minutes, I think. As you see, it has rolled over the clothes pretty good. It's going to drain in a second. I think it only does this fast agitation for 1 minute. There we go. There's the water. Too bad, but I wouldn't recycle that water. When I'm older, I'm going to do a thing where I recycle water, a cleaner washing machine water, like just refreshing clothes. But this water is probably slightly on the dirty side to recycle, but... Oh, it's trying to lock the lid, so I'm just going to stop the machine now. I'm just trying to lock the lid. Let's change it. Locks the lid straight away. Normally it doesn't. Normally it locks the lid once it's about to spin. That's changing. That is the light for the clock, by the way. Okay. I'll come back once it's done. I'll come back after it's done spinning, and I'll show you like a bit of a demo of the Eco Spray. It does what we call a pulse drain, where it pulses and drains at the same time. So the pump kicks on and off drains. I don't think it does this. I don't remember it doing it to my auntie small 6 kilo system. But I don't know if it's always been warming, but you know, the water's a greedy car because I'm mowing the lawns and my pants have grass all over it. It's not quite a brownie car, it's brownie. With fish and tackle machines, I don't know if my mum's best friend does it. Hers is the newer Wash Smart model. Normally what they'll do is they'll pump and kick on and off, but not like this one. It's like it'll just go. I don't know how to say it, but it's got a kick on off every like 10 seconds. This one's like every 20 seconds. Just wait, it's got stop straining so I can put there we go. Back in the hole. That's the noise it makes when it drains. It sounds a little different to the other one, especially when I clog up the drain. But I wouldn't recommend filling up the sink with water while the machine's running because sometimes it can get airtight in there. That's why they recommend you don't have much hose going in to the sink. Otherwise, it might get a bit more airtight and you'll have to have the air getting in. I don't know what happens when it gets airtight. I'd say it's nearly finished training now. Yeah, that was that far. Nearly finished training. So now we're just going to listen to a few sounds because it won't let me have the lid open because it tries to lock the lid and we can't solve that issue at the moment. Let's finish journaling now. I would love to get another spin video. I would like to do a whole cycle with this machine, but the only issue is I can't really get it to spin because it gives me that E40 code, which is lid lock error. And if anything was to go wrong with this, I reckon the only issue I feel is the electric board or the motor. But if those problems, if this machine, the board failed or the motor failed, it would get replaced. But if it was the pump or the hoses, it can probably be easily fixed. If it was the valve, that was a noisy brake release. It's not unbalanced, but it could be noisy. Alright, so you'll start spinning in about 9 minutes. You'll go up to full speed and you'll do that for about 3-4 minutes and then you'll run down for the eco. It's a shame because the older Simpsons from 2006 to 10 was 11, no it's 10. Those models, the cycle, if you select the bike and fast, it only took like 37 minutes. So it's a shame because the biggest complaint with this model is, the two biggest complaints is it's noisy and it's too long. But some people like quick wash machines and this one just doesn't deliver. Alright, I'll come back when it's doing when it's for the sounds of the echoes. Back again, it is spinning at I'm thinking 800 or 850. It's about to go down in a minute. It's been spinning for about 5 minutes. It's good. I don't really wash it out. And occasionally it sounds like it's like a bit. When it goes down, sometimes it does sound like a bearing. Not often, but when we first bought it, it was bad. Sometimes it's real bad, but it doesn't mean that bad. I don't know why it makes noise though. I wonder how it will go not working for a good month, about 5 weeks. Because it's summer, it's winter in Australia. In summer, the week before Christmas we're going to Queensland, and I think we'll be there for about 3 or 4 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. So I wonder how I'll cope there. It'd be sort of devastating to come back and it doesn't work. Alright, here we go. The eco spray. I did a video showing how the eco spray works, but that was when the pressure was terrible. The pressure is so much better now. It's normally the ramp up that sort of bothers. As you see, the water isn't too sudsy. If that was a bit more sudsy, it might go off. But I don't know why it does that. Normally it does it because it senses too much water, but it doesn't allow it to drain. If you push start after that code, most of the time it will work again. Otherwise you have to flip it to rinse and make it do a deep rinse. I normally use eco rinse for smaller loads. I never really use it for big loads. And normally the first spray or the first 2 sprays are long. Now it's going to spin. So it was a quite long spray. Normally they're quite short, the last few sprays. So now it's going to spin, and I'll come back at 2 minutes to go. Now it's going to ramp up. I wished it would just ramp straight up once the brakes lock. Once the brakes lock to start spinning, instead of doing the same speed for like 5 minutes and then going up to another speed for 3 minutes. The water seems quite dirty. No, it's actually not very salty at all. Normally the less, I'll probably put a bit under the amount of the recommended dose of detergent, but as I said, it's mixing through alright. Not too salty. It's a good thing the new tank killer has a mixing thing, because I reckon it doesn't mix very well, which is why I use powder, which is why I always use liquid. Because of powder, I always used to get, my singlets always used to get, or my undershirts, when I used to get itchy. I normally got real itchy, and I think it's because the powder didn't dissolve properly, like it's still in there, in the fibres. And I think with Bio-Zet that was doing it. I would try powder again, but I'm worried that's going to happen to me again. The only powder I'd try is the Omo with a touch of comfort, or just the Omo pre-treaters in it. Omo is supposed to be real good, and their liquid the liquid's pretty good. As you see, it is decently noisy. It's now up to full speed again. Okay, 1 down, 6 to go. I'll be back in about 16 minutes. So in the last 2 minutes of spin, we'll see you shortly. Final 2 minutes is here. As you see, it's not too noisy. This is about the average noise it gets. Sometimes it's noisy and sometimes it's quiet. Let's see if we can get the little shaking. Okay, if you see any shaking, no, it's not shaking too much. I wonder what it's like if it says it jumps around the laundry. I wonder what that would be like. My school's got the same brand washing machine and the feet was leveled properly on it. So it started jumping around the place. So yeah, just looking at it slowly. Anything else? This should be just a quick load. Alright, it's fun spinning. It's got a bit shaky up. I think it's 850 the last minute. I don't know if it's 800 for the 8 minutes and then it goes up to 850. I don't know if that's how it works. I think with the older easy set models, they ramp up to 900 for the last minute. Not 100% sure, but I wish the Simpson went back to 900 speed. Get the basket ready to I'll use cold power this time for the towels, and I'll probably use fabric conditioner too. Yeah, no, it's fabric softener. We do have fabric conditioner, also other sort of fabric conditioner. I might add a little bit of makeup too, because this bath mat stinks. It is a very long net. I think it's very long net. Once it's 50 seconds over, it slows down. So it's a very long net. The time's not always accurate. This is definitely an easy washing machine. An easy setting washing machine, easy to set. And as you see, no beeps. So it's just going to blink until someone turns it off, which is not very energy efficient. There's a switch to the back, but I'm not going to touch it because I'll throw the towels on. This is probably the average end of cycle load that my mum does. I would probably add a few more t-shirts into the load, maybe even a couple of woolly jumpers. Now you get to watch me load. And I can quickly show you a little bit of how big it is. I don't think I've actually showed how big the tub is. I've only really ever showed Agitation. Another little thing I'm a bit icky on is the tub sort of squeaks. Do you hear that little squeak? It only seems to do that while there's moisture in there. Once it dries, it doesn't squeak anymore. It won't squeak, so at least it's not a bearing issue. If I was doing that even after like 2 days since I didn't load it, I would then call up Simpson, something like that, saying my machine's got a bearing problem, and it would be a bearing problem. I don't think this machine has very good bearings anyways. But this machine's going to last at least 5 years before a new one. It'd be great if it would last 8 years, but I doubt that's going to happen. Right, now you're watching me load it, so I'll turn it on shortly. I've got a couple other tasks to add, but I'll turn it on very, very shortly. Okay. Thanks for watching. I don't think I'll be posting any more videos until next year. There may be a chance I'll post a video, but this camera's not very good. At first I thought it was good, but it's not the best. It doesn't have a light either, but it isn't too bad. But I doubt I'll make another video, especially on this machine, until next year, till I can figure out how to disable the lid lock. So you might be waiting at least 6 months for another video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Tell me about your Simpson washing machine. See ya soon.